All right, and away we go. Thanks for joining us on Daybreak Plus right here on KVUE Plus, streaming for free on your television. I'm Brian Mays. Hannah Rucker is here. Grace Thornton is here, and for KC today, it's a pleasure to have you both with us.
Oh, yes. Happy Wednesday, guys.
As always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a pleasure. Should we go?
Is it a pleasure? You got the call what time last night?
My second win, Brian.
Yeah, about 11:30 last night. They said, hey, Grace, guess what?
Hop on in here.
Yeah, our poor little KC's a little under the weather.
Under the weather today.
Here I am.
We're glad to have you.
Under the weather today, I mean, 100 degrees.
Oof.
Everybody's going to be under the weather.
Yeah, it's
Not right now, though.
Yeah, right now I feel good. Feel good.
Start right now. Feel good. It
Full
feels good.
sentences out the window.
I like
Feel
that.
good.
Cut out words you don't need. I'm with you, Grace.
Let's do that.
I'm dead. All right. 70 degrees coming in at Camp Mabry right now, so it does feel good out there. And the sunrise is even better looking over Lake Travis as well as downtown, kind of backlit by that sunrise. But it is going to be a beautiful day here in Austin, Texas. A very sunny day. Now, we are seeing some cooler temperatures right now. Fredericksburg got down to 59 degrees this morning. So honestly, a little bit of a chill in the air for some places in the hill country. LBJ Ranch also at 60 degrees. We've got Round Mountain at 72, down to 69 degrees in Marble Falls and 65 for Kingsland, even 65 degrees over at the airport this morning. So give or take a couple degrees around town. Otherwise, it does feel good because actually our dew points are in the 50s and even 40s this morning. So very dry air is going to help us out with that forecast today as we head into the noon hour. Those dew points are not really going to move around too much, expected to be in the mid 50s all day long. Now that is going to help things out with those feels-like temperatures, those dreaded feels-like temperatures. They're actually going to match the actual temperature outside, which is expected to be 100 degrees this afternoon, but it will be a little bit more of a dry heat today, as opposed to this weekend on Friday and Saturday. We're taking the heat index back up to 103 degrees, maybe even up to 105 degrees that we've seen on some of those models. So yeah, enjoy it while you can. It's a beautiful morning out there right now, and unfortunately, there's always traffic here in Austin. So Hannah, what's that looking like?
Oh, what a transition. Oh, well, you know what? That's just life, isn't it? It really is, though. I mean, let's be serious. It's 7:05 and things are actually looking better. Here's a live look out through North Austin on I-35. We had a slowdown here at Piccadilly and Pflugerville. And then I was also monitoring because my map is still showing me that we have stop and go southbound through Walnut Forest, but it looks like that's cleared up. So this map's going to take a moment to light up green again. So here's that stretch I was initially monitoring, just a minor slowdown there, which is a whole lot better than the 2 miles that we were looking at earlier. And then here's where it's indicating that issue with the stalled vehicle. That is also clearing out. So we are moving and grooving again. And both of those crashes in the Dessau area cleared up. So love to see it. And the incident in Steiner Ranch cleared. So love when these things move out pretty quickly here. And then really it's just a lot of car trouble that's left as well. So aside from that, we still have ongoing work across the area. If you missed it earlier in our broadcast, an update from Sandy Creek. Travis County is fully taking over the bridge work there. They're working to get that contractor secured. And as soon as that happens, they told me yesterday that they estimate that it'll take 30 to 45 days after that. And they're actually going to have crews working 24/7, and they're just going to move people in there in shifts. So one of several other recovery efforts going on across the region.
A lot of work left to do for a lot of people. Hannah, thank you for that. Several people this morning looking for another place to stay after an apartment fire overnight in Austin. Happened in central East Austin on Springdale Road near Manor Road. KVUE's Michael Courier has been there for us all morning long, learning more about kind of what happened here, how many people are affected. You can see behind you, Michael, a lot of damage done by this fire overnight.
Brian, that's exactly right. Now, Austin Fire says that the fire is out. However, you can see behind me just minutes ago, firefighters just arrived to the second floor. They just pulled up a hose there, possibly putting out a hot spot. We also know that there is another firefighter up there on the third floor. Now, this building is completely charred. All the paneling is gone. All the bricks that were painted white and gray are now charred black. We can see debris hanging from the balcony there that once was brown wood is now black. So there is a lot of damage, and firefighters officials are telling me that mainly the second and third floor is damaged from the fire, while the first floor is damaged from water. So we do know that this happened around 2 a.m. in the parking lot, according to Austin Fire. They arrived to find 3 cars on fire and then spread to the building. The cars that are here are severely damaged as well. And I spoke to Angelina Cardenas, who lives in one of the apartments, and she said she was getting ready for bed when she heard a loud bang.
We heard the smoke alarms come up, and like our family was telling us, like, come on, there's a fire, there's a fire, there's a fire. By the time everyone was out, it was already in flames. There was smoke everywhere. It was starting to collapse.
And Austin Fire says that the fire is out again. They say 26 adults and 11 children got out okay, but now none of them can go home. And Angelina says that her family made it out, but they were scared that their dog didn't. About 30 minutes later, they did end up finding their dog. Austin Fire says that the fire damaged at least 8 apartment units. Everyone had to leave the building and now have to look for a place to stay. The American Red Cross is here that is helping them out. Austin Fire also says one firefighter had heat exhaustion but is expected to be okay. We've also seen arson dogs here as the investigation into what sparked this is still taking place. And again, like I just said, we are seeing that firefighters are still inside with all of their gear as they possibly are working on some hot spots, and they're currently on standby. But you can see this is a very large active scene. This white van right here you can see is completely charred. You can see the back tires completely blown open. Now, Austin Fire actually tells us that the vehicle owner got inside this van driving away as the vehicle was on fire. So we can see a lot of damages here. Again, the Red Cross is helping out those who are currently displaced. For now, reporting from Central East Austin, Michael Courier, KVUE News.
All right, some real damage there for sure. Michael, thank you for that update from Central East Austin. A man is dead after a shooting in a Leander park. It happened at Bledsoe Park just after 7 last night. Police say there was a fight between 2 groups of people there. That's when the shots were fired. Police not releasing the name of the man who was killed at this time. So far, no arrests have been made. Austin's fire chief is defending a plan to cut minimum staffing on some fire trucks. Chief Joel Baker told city leaders during a budget meeting yesterday the fire department is spending too much on overtime. City leaders could save more than $8 million by cutting minimum staffing on engine trucks from 4 to 3 people. The chief, wants to do this, though, if the absentee rate for the shift is above 25%, meaning people calling out for that shift.
I'm not here advocating reducing 4-person staffing. What I'm here advocating is when I don't have enough people at work to give me the leeway as the fire chief to staff the engine with 3.
Leaders say the absentee rate has averaged about 36% recently. The head of the union calls the comments misleading.
What we should be doing is taking this overtime bucket of money and converting it to firefighters, and you'll end up having the exact same cost. So we're not experiencing cost overruns because of overtime. It's a necessary step to keep standards up until we hire more firefighters.
City Council will hold a public hearing on the proposed budget sometime tomorrow, beginning at 3 p.m. Hays County commissioners halting a proposal to bring more license plate reading cameras to that county. Those cameras scan license plates and ping law enforcement if they find a car that has been used in a crime. Hays County currently has 5 of those cameras made by Flock Safety. The sheriff's office asked for 4 more, but Hays County Judge Ruben Becerra told KVUE he doesn't feel comfortable using these tools to help with public safety.
We support you with corrections officers, we support you with patrol vehicles, we support you with clearly marked vehicles, with vests, with ammo, we support you with everything you want. But this surveillance en masse of everything, everywhere, all at once, maybe not.
Flock Safety addressed similar privacy concerns in a letter to San Marcos Police, telling leaders there the company does not have contracts with Immigration and Customs Enforcement or the Department of Homeland Security. Hays County leaders could revisit this proposal in the next couple of weeks. This morning, we are keeping an eye on a tsunami advisory in Hawaii. This is a live look at Waikiki Beach in Honolulu this morning. A massive earthquake off the coast of Russia yesterday triggered those tsunami alerts for countries and states all along the Pacific. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the very latest.
This morning, one of the largest earthquakes on record has millions along the Pacific dealing with the effects of a tsunami. A massive magnitude 8.7 earthquake struck off the coast of Russia Tuesday, triggering tsunami warnings and evacuations in more than 20 countries. Russia, the first to feel the effects. This video circulating online shows the waves rushing into a coastal city, carrying buildings away. In Hawaii, officials say the worst has passed. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration lowered its original tsunami warning to an advisory. The biggest wave recorded off the coast of Hawaii was 5.7 feet above sea level. And on the west coast, a tsunami warning also issued for the California coast. From Cape Mendocino north to the Oregon border put the entire west coast on alert overnight.
Attention please, attention please. Tsunami alert is issued now.
And in Japan, millions of people told to evacuate. Some people even seen moving to the top of tall buildings.
It is hard to stay inside the hotel and outside. Please do not run out of the building and stay in the room.
The National Weather Service warned the danger can continue for many hours after the initial wave as more arrive. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
All right, 7:13 now. You're watching Daybreak Plus. It has been more than 3 weeks now since flooding tore apart many Central Texans' lives and destroyed homes, roads, and bridges.
It has been tough. People living near Sandy Creek say they are still picking up the pieces. And what we're about to show you, you can see why. Allison Martinez is live near Leander. Allison, now that the sun has come up, you just really see that extensive debris behind you.
Yeah, there's just so much in this one area. Flood victims have been working alongside volunteers every single day, and a lot of the efforts right now are focused on cleaning up debris. We're in this one area where it looks like things have been consolidated, and there's even personal items that we're seeing now. The sun is up, we're seeing discs. This could have anything like photos, maybe music on it. There's some books there just behind me, but the bigger picture, we're just seeing a ton of cars in this one area. It looks like 7 or 8 cars and a lot of materials, heavy materials that it looks like people are trying to consolidate into this one area and save. Now, when I was here yesterday, I spoke with a mother-daughter duo who say they lost everything in the floods: their home, farm, animals, and business. Ashley and Brandy tell me they are using their story to advocate for change, especially with the special legislative session happening right now. But more immediately, they and multiple others are in need of temporary housing.
We've lost cars, we've lost access to, people are dropping off totes of food, and that's lovely, but where do you cook food and store food when you don't have a home?
If you are looking for a way to help, people living near Sandy Creek say they really need equipment. They need tools, machinery, and people to operate them. Jim Van Dalsum is a retired firefighter from Cedar Park who is helping out with friends from church, working 7-hour days. He says he's using a chainsaw to cut and move debris, 2 jobs with a high demand in Sandy Creek right now.
This parking lot that we're in right now, the 3rd day we were here, was totally full, this side and the other side. And today there's been maybe a half a dozen cars in and out.
People here say the need for aid right now is just as much as it was 3 weeks ago. And if you're looking for a way to help, you can donate to the Travis County Cares Fund. They're accepting donations right now, and county leaders tell us all of the funds in that will go directly to those people impacted by the flooding. Reporting live near Leander, Allison Martinez, KVUE News.
Thank you so much, Allison. Some great points there. They need that equipment, and that was a powerful soundbite. She said, how am I supposed to do anything with this food? I don't even have a home to be in,
And the fact that they're still in as much need today as they were 3 weeks ago, as Allison just said, that's something to remember. You can tell from behind Allison right there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot left to do there. Absolutely. And those people are really, really in need of a lot of help.
Oh, yeah. It can feel isolating for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Allison. And, you know, repairs to the Sandy Creek Bridge, badly damaged in that July 4th floods, could start soon. We're hearing so Travis County is now fully in charge of this. The leaders reviewed updated plans to fix it and other roads in the area. The flood shifted the bridge entirely that people used to get in and out of the neighborhood. So it's closed for now, but there is a low water crossing as a temporary fix. But people like Bram Stallings says there needs to be a permanent solution.
It's going to take one rain and the low water crossing is going to be washed out. And we're back to where we started from, and we'll be stuck in the neighborhood again. So we just need to make sure that the ball is rolling, like there's some kind of plan.
Public Works leaders say the bridge is in the design phase and construction will begin immediately as soon as they find that contract to do the work, and that could estimate to take 30 to 45 days. But Travis County did tell me yesterday that you know, they're going to have these crews working 24/7 and move these people in through shifts. So also though, this morning the Sandy Creek area is still under a boil water notice on top of everything else. Some people lost water for 2 days as crews repaired leaks. Aqua Texas officials say the boil advisory should lift sometime later today. We'll let you know when it does.
Over to Kerr County now. In the city of Kerrville under a water supply emergency this morning. This means Kerrville is in stage 4 water conservation conditions for that city. People aren't allowed to use automatic water sprinklers or soaker hoses. Handheld hoses only allowed at certain times during the day now during stage 4. City staff members say this is just for water management at this time. That's to help the groundwater supply there in Kerrville. Beloved Fire Chief is being honored by his community and many from across the state. How Marble Falls is remembering Michael Phillips, and a routine repair turned into a big mess in Southwest Austin. How the utility company is responding this morning.
Good Wednesday morning, Central Texas. It's time to wake up. It is 7:23. I hope y'all are doing okay. It is hump day, so we are halfway through the work week. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be honest, it has been a very active morning on the roads and a lot of car trouble, which, you know, it's just that time of year again. The heat, it's fluctuating all over the place. So that's lighting up. We've also had a couple fires this morning. We had a reporter live out at Springdale, that apartment fire earlier, 36 people displaced. And now we have this building fire developing just west of I-35 on Sweetwater River Drive. So going to look into that one for you. Stay safe. And then really just kind of a cluster of these stalled vehicles really across the map this morning. Also seeing some delays on Mopac northbound, and then your typical slowdowns southbound through North Shoal Creek with all the construction and the new closures that have been going on there. Good morning, Georgetown. We've got a stalled vehicle for y'all as well on I-35 southbound. And we've got Miss Grace with us today. Hi, Grace.
Hi, Hannah.
Time to wake up.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. 7:24 right now. We reached 4 days of triple digits yesterday. Still far and away from that 32 days that we got back in 2024. But today, we'll probably make that 5 days. 100 degrees is expected for your high temperature today by 4 p.m. And then partly cloudy conditions for the rest of the afternoon and evening. As for right now, if you're waking up early with us, we've got 70 degrees in Burnett, 71 for Cameron, 66 degrees in LaGrange, Georgetown, looking at 69 degrees. We even had 59 degrees out in Fredericksburg earlier on this morning. Relative humidity also pretty low. We've got dew points in the 50s and 60s all day long, which is going to make some of that heat feel more like a dry heat rather than a humid heat today. So it'll feel a little more comfortable out there for you guys.
Welcome back on this Wednesday morning. Your time now is 7:27. In Burnett County, families and friends gathered to honor the life of volunteer Fire Chief Michael Phillips. He was swept away by floodwaters while responding to a call on July 5th. It was an emotional service. People say Chief Phillips was the ultimate leader. Outside the memorial, we spoke with Michael Rothammer, who says he was part of the rescue and recovery efforts to find Phillips, and he said it wasn't an easy task.
You're looking for something that you don't want to find, but that you want to find. So it was a difficult situation.
Search efforts are expected to continue today. And we know that recovery from the flooding, it really goes beyond physical recovery. Crisis counseling is available for any flood survivors who need that support right now. And you can call or text the number on your screen. That is 800-985-5990. The Disaster Distress Helpline is available 24/7. And interpretation is also available for more than 100 languages, which is wonderful. And homeowners in Southwest Austin want answers after weeks of dealing with a big mess. So in June, Austin water crews made emergency repairs on Cherry Creek Drive and accidentally damaged gas and telecom lines. Well, since then, utility crews have been out repairing the damage, but resident Frankie Heffley says it's left her neighborhood full of trash and debris.
Because not only are they tearing the street up, they're tearing up people's sprinkler systems, driveways. I mean, it's gotten ridiculous.
So in a statement, Austin Water says they were not aware of the situation until we brought it to their attention. It says, in part, we regret the inconvenience this has caused for our customers and will conduct a preliminary cleanup of the street this week. And for more information on reaching their customer service center, you can visit KVUE.com. It is Wednesday morning here in Austin. We're going to hit 100 again today. And as I was saying earlier, when I was talking about sitting on the porch and watching the sun come up, I was thinking it was a couple years back. I stayed in a little cottage out in Harper near Fredericksburg, and I would sit out there. It's just beautiful. And I would sit out there, and that's when I would drink the coffee, and all the hummingbirds come. And can we just have that life?
The Harper hummingbirds?
I just want to sit and be like a little old lady and watch the hummingbirds. But
yeah, well, Fredericksburg out there, 59 degrees they got to this morning. I mean, it's like, I'm ready for the pumpkin spice latte.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're ready to go?
I kind of am.
I could see you loving Halloween. Is that your favorite holiday?
Actually, famously, I cried every Halloween growing up.
Did you really?
Cried every time.
A good cry?
No, bad cry. Scared.
Scared. Really? Okay, that was a plot twist.
It's a big old joke in my family, but I mean, you guys saw me earlier on air. I can't even watch the tarantula videos.
Oh, you don't like spooky, scary stuff?
I do now, but it's just, back then I was just like a little scaredy cat.
Okay, we got to dissect that in some psychology class somewhere. Okay.
Weirdly enough, I'm not scared of these temperatures. I kind of like tracking the hundreds. It's fun.
Do you? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's a cool, crisp view for you right now.
Exactly. Yeah, we are feeling pretty good this morning. Our dew points are down. Those temperatures are also feeling pretty nice in some areas too. We're sitting at 70 degrees right now in Austin. We haven't really dipped down below that yet this morning, but areas in LaGrange, Georgetown, they're sitting in the 60s right now, even the mid 60s for LaGrange. So let's take a check on those current temperatures because we're still just sitting at 60 degrees out there in Fredericksburg as well as LBJ Ranch. Round Mountain at 71 degrees, Marble Falls at 69 degrees. We also have a lot of 70s closer to the I-35 corridor, but we do have 62 degrees coming in for San Marcos, Leander at 61 degrees. Always a cool spot on the map up there. Current temperatures over towards the coastal plains today. We have 66 in Bastrop, Rosenke at 64 degrees, 66 in Lockhart, and 73 for Lake Fayette. Now we do have calm winds in place coming out of the west today. Now, when we get that southwest wind in place, that usually, coincides with some hotter temperatures in the afternoon, and that's exactly what we are going to see this afternoon. Also, that westerly wind bringing in a lot of dry air to our area today, so our dew points as we head through the late afternoon are going to be maintained in the 50s and even the 40s for some areas, so that is going to keep that heat a lot more dry feeling, and we won't feel too sticky outside, so those feels like temperatures are actually going to match the actual temperatures for this afternoon. And here's a look at those actual temperatures. We've got 100 degrees for Austin, Georgetown, down to San Marcos this afternoon. Also 100 degrees on the map for Bastrop, LaGrange, out there towards Schulenburg as well, and Lockhart included in that too. So again, like I said, our heat index is going to match our actual temperature this afternoon. About the same for tomorrow too. We will add on a little bit of moisture for tomorrow afternoon, but it's really this weekend that we're going to be watching those heat indices start to rise up into 103, maybe even upwards of 105. It's possible maybe we could see a heat advisory as we head closer closer to those weekend days. As for July, we've seen a lot of cool afternoons, or at least below average. It's not until last week that we got that first 100-degree day, at least for July, and we had another 100-degree day yesterday. We're expecting to probably add on 2 more days to July, but right now we're just sitting at those 4 days for 2025, which is well below what we saw last year in 2024 at 32 days. So we had a lot more triple-digit days last year. Now, as we head into the next 2 weeks or so, July 31st to August 14th is actually when our average temperatures in the afternoon go up to about 99 to 98 degrees. So we are thinking we're going to be tracking a lot more high heat as we shift further into the late summer here. For today, heat advisories from Dallas all the way over to Atlanta today, St. Louis and areas of the Mississippi Valley there under extreme heat warnings because they are expecting those heat indices to really rise up. Yesterday, the heat index in Tampa was 120 degrees and is expected to be almost 132 degrees. That's what I saw projected for today. So insane numbers over towards the East Coast. Dallas under that heat advisory for today. For our heat alert criteria, actually we have to get a little bit hotter. So 103 is what our air temperatures need to be at for us to get issued a heat advisory. Your 7-day forecast for you, we will be ramping up those that humidity and even some rain chances as we head further into this week. How are the roads looking, Hannah? A little messy.
Whoa, yeah, no kidding. But I was going to say it's kind of strange when it's hotter in St. Louis than it is in Austin in July. Times are weird. Everything's upside down around here. Okay, speaking of the upside down, here's my Christmas tree of a traffic map for you. And the name of the game is all these little orange emojis you see are indicating car trouble. So today's the day. Everyone's running out the door, and I'm sure all these people had an appointment that they needed to get to on time, and then they got stuck with a stalled vehicle. So once again, we also still have a building fire that is developing on David Moore Drive at Sweetwater River Drive, and that is west of I-35 in South Austin. So still working to get details on that, and that is on top of the fire that we've been following all morning over here. It's near the Springdale area in Manor, and Manor Road, I should say. And that is where Michael Courier was live all morning showing us those 36 people that were displaced this morning. And then you can see here we've got 2 different stalled vehicles at Bastrop Highway. We've got a stalled vehicle out here near Barton Creek Square, and really just kind of seeing those slowdowns across the map. We also have a slowdown on Mopac in the northbound lanes, but really not too bad. And then minor slowdowns heading southbound towards the Domain this morning. Also a little stop and go on I-35 southbound in Georgetown starting at 29.
All right, Hannah, thanks a lot. 2 of the largest United States railroads plan to combine in an $85 billion deal that would create America's first coast-to-coast railroad network. Union Pacific, which serves the western part of the U.S., and Norfolk Southern, which serves the eastern parts of the country, announced that plan yesterday. Federal regulators now will have to approve that deal. Cedar Park-based Firefly Aerospace is taking off towards the stock market. The Space and Defense System, or a company, plans to sell more than 16 million shares, priced between $35 and $39 a share. It will trade under the ticker symbol FLY on the NASDAQ. Firefly's initial public offering will help the company pay off debt and fund future growth.
And looking ahead to later today, the NTSB will hold a 3-day hearing on the January mid-air collision at Reagan International. An American Airlines flight coming from Wichita, Kansas, collided with a Black Hawk helicopter on a training mission. It was just such a shock. I remember that morning. And all 67 people on board, both aircrafts, were killed. It was actually the deadliest U.S. aviation incident since 2001. Investigators will discuss what they've discovered about the crash so far, but they aren't planning to make any safety recommendations just yet. And ahead of today's hearing, Senator Ted Cruz introduced the Rotor Act. It will require all aircraft to use technology called ADS-B, allowing aircraft to broadcast their positions and to receive the positions of other aircraft in real time.
It gives pilots and air traffic control a clear view of what is happening in the skies. The NTSB first recommended ADS-B in nearly 20 years ago. we are going to make that happen this year.
Senator Cruz has previously said the Army Black Hawk helicopter involved in the collision had a DSB, but it was turned off. The bill would still allow the military not to use it in certain sensitive circumstances, but it would require the technology to be used for training flights. We'll be right back.
Oh, hello there. Tax-free weekend is fast approaching. Coming up August the 8th. That's 1 week from this Saturday. Actually, this Friday. It'll run from the 8th through the 10th. Now, whether you shop in the store or online, you will not pay sales tax on many items. Clothing, shoes, school supplies, and backpacks that cost less than $100. You will not pay tax on that. You will save roughly $8.25 per every $100 you spend. That's the current tax rate in the state of Texas. Now, the break-in sales tax does not apply to jewelry, purses, luggage, computers, textbooks, alteration services, Botox. None of that is under the is under the tax-free umbrella. You never know. Everybody's starting a new school year. One local nonprofit is making sure all students are ready to go back to school, no matter their legal status. Some organizations are cutting back on back-to-school drives, unfortunately, because they're worried about people being arrested by immigration agents. Now, the Department of Homeland Security has said people without correct documents could be detained anywhere. El Buen Samaritano is keeping its back-to-school services going strong, though. The group hosting a drive this weekend, in fact, to help students start the year right.
Oftentimes we are one of the only places that they have to come and access. So as long as they're coming, we're going to stand here and provide those services. And if they don't, we will go seek them out.
The back-to-school event will be this Saturday. El Buen will give out thousands of backpacks and lots of school supplies. Begins at 8 a.m. on Woodhue Drive in South Austin. They will be there as long as the supplies last. KVUE needs your help as well. We're helping students across Central Texas to get all the supplies they need. You can donate today, and it's very easy to do. Just scan the QR code there on your screen. We're partnering with the United Way for this school supply drive. Just scan that code, or you can look for this story at our website, KVUE.com. We've got a link there for you to donate. All right, Grace Thornton is here today to take us through our weather forecast. Kind of nice in some parts of Central Texas this morning, Grace.
Oh yeah, it almost feels like pre-fall weather, weirdly. We have some dry air around, and that's helping those temperatures stay a little bit lower for this morning. So we're sitting at 61 out there in Fredericksburg. I've been watching you guys all day. 59 degrees is what you got down to this morning. 70 here in Austin. We've also got some lower 60s in San Marcos, 66 in Lockhart, and even out towards Llano, 64 on the map. So it does feel pretty good out there, especially when you factor in the dew points. Now our dew points are sitting in the 50s and even the 40s in some places this morning. So feels very dry out there, those 60s and dry air. I mean, it feels almost crisp outside. So that is a really good way to start off your Wednesday. Wind speeds and gusts very calm coming out of the south and west today. That will continue into this afternoon and unfortunately, heat us up a bit. Now the good news is we're not expecting any rain chances today. Those rain chances will re-enter the forecast as we head closer to Thursday and Friday. For your Wednesday, we're mostly dealing with very sunny conditions and 100-degree temperatures. Yes, so if we hit 100 degrees today in Austin, that will be the 5th time we've done it so far in 2025. So we're kind of hoping for it, but again, those dog days of summer, it's kind of hard in that 100-degree heat. So make sure you're staying hydrated out there. Hannah?
Oh yeah, it'll sneak up on you for sure, but it's just craziness. So we're going from what, the 60s to nearly 100 all in one day here in Central Texas. And that is why we say if you don't like the weather, stick around a while. It's always changing. It is 7:44 and what's also changing is the roads. And I just can't get over how many people have had stalled vehicles. It's just lighting up here in the last 30 minutes across the area. On top of that, we've also had a couple of fires in the area too, but it looks like we've got some things clearing out there. That incident off of 290 just cleared up, and it's nice and clear if you are coming and going from Dripping Springs, as we like to call it, the gateway to the hill country. If you're traveling east, also looking good, heading out towards Giddings, looking good along 290 where it turns into 71 there on Bastrop Highway. And then we also still just have minor slowdowns along Mopac as well through the North Shoal Creek area, but not too bad for that stretch as of right now. But you can see there are, several miles of stop and go coming in from South Austin. But the key word is it is going, just not very fast. Welcome back on this Wednesday morning. Your time now is 7:47. In case you missed it, reality show, the dating show Love is Blind is looking for Austin singles. The Netflix show brings together 30 singles looking for love who chat in windowless pods, all without ever laying eyes on each other. You have to be at least 21 years old, a U.S. resident, and of course, single. Austinites can apply at libcasting.com. It's at the bottom of your screen. It is a fun experiment, but to Brian's point earlier with these reality shows, it can get kind of dicey because it's like you are inviting the entire world into your life, and if you're not well received, that can go south really quick.
You're right, it really can. I've watched that show. That's, it's entertaining because you're curious which ones are going to actually connect and which ones you aren't going to make it, because there's a little bit of both each season, right?
There's always secrets.
Secrets.
Right? And then they have to go to the altar and say yes or no, in front of their whole family, which is, I hate that.
The drama in the last series is one girl, she goes, I think that you creeped on my social media and you happened to know that I was coming here, and it was a whole thing. And he goes, no, I swear I didn't. And she had this app that shows who's followed her. It was a lot, y'all. The social media aspect of it all is so messy, but I have a feeling there's going to be a long list of Austin singles, because we've got a lot of young, Austin singles.
We are a beautiful city, too,
Not
by
single
the way.
digits, though.
Oh, cute.
Or double digits. Triple digits.
Triple digits, yeah.
We never see single digits here, except for sometimes in the winter.
Well, occasionally when the power goes out for a couple weeks,
don't go there.
Let's
try to keep that on.
Let's stay away from that. Let's keep it with the double digits. But yeah, we are going to see triple digits this afternoon. 70 degrees right now in Austin. Burnett also at 70 degrees, 73 for Cameron. Really feels very nice out there this morning. Lots of sunshine as well. I was kind of saying earlier this morning, those who like to run, this is going to be kind of a perfect, also a very rare morning in the middle of summertime where you get dry conditions and cool conditions. We're sitting in the lower 60s for areas of Fredericksburg, LBJ Ranch, 66 in Johnson City as well. And we also have 62 degrees in San Marcos and 62 also for Leander. So some of those lower spots are certainly a little bit cooler this morning, but 70 degrees and dry here in Austin also isn't too bad as well. So there's those current temperatures across the map, 60s and 70s all across central Texas as you start off your Wednesday. Relative humidity, again, those dew points are really low today and are expected to stay low as we shift through the afternoon, staying in the 50s and even the 40s in some places. So our feels like temperatures are not going to be a big issue today. It's mostly going to be a dry heat because we do have that wind coming out of the south and west today. While it is calm, it is going to kind of help things feel much more drier across the area. And sometimes when we get that humidity, those feels like temperatures are just insane. But here in Austin for today, we're feeling some relief from that. So we've got dry conditions across most of the state, a couple of showers moving north of the Texas Panhandle, and even some cloud coverage kind of moving into the coastline there. As for our Wednesday, most of us will see sunshine, but a mix of cloud coverage is expected for this afternoon. Also expecting those triple digits across the map, especially for areas of the I-35 corridor, and looking east out towards the hill country, a little bit cooler, but really not by much, just give or take a couple of degrees there, 99 and 98 degrees for those high temperatures. Again, dew points staying very low today, so it will feel more like a dry heat, more like a desert heat almost, but unfortunately our heat index is going to climb upwards as we head further into this week as well as this weekend. Saturday we got 103 and Friday also 103, also probably going to feel more like 105 potentially at its peak. For the month of July, we've seen a lot of below average temperatures, only getting to those above average temperatures really 3 times in the past month. That's kind of unheard of for a central Texas summer. So yesterday marks 4 days of triple digits, and today will make the 5th day. And if we do make it to triple digits on Thursday, that'll be the 6th day. Our average temperatures as we head into this time of year are actually our hottest temperatures of the year. So we'll probably be watching for those triple digits as we head further into those first couple weeks of August here. So 7-day forecast for you. We are expecting maybe some relief from some of that heat this weekend. Our best chance for rain will be on Saturday. Hannah?
Okay, so this afternoon will feel a little bit more like Arizona and less like Houston. Is that right? Okay. Alrighty, it is 7:52. Let's get into it. All the speeds that you are seeing on your screen right now are indicating travel towards central Austin. So you can see we're all trying to get here into work right now, slowing down in Oak Hill, 23 miles per hour. So quite a bit of stop and go out there. But they have been really making progress on all that construction going on 290. So that's good to see. Definitely a slow crawl as well coming in from Buda, as it has been for the last hour or so. But my Round Rock friends coming in 29 miles per hour. So y'all are also really running into some stop and go. But at least that incident from earlier in Pflugerville cleared up. So we've got a straight shot for the northbound lanes now. And then Manor, you just always are slowing down on 290. And I know it's tough out there too. Anytime there's a little bit of a hiccup, it can be hard to get around coming in those westbound lanes. So Buda, we are flirting with about 40 minutes, just under. And that slow crawl. And then Round Rock for those southbound lanes, a little bit of that stop and go, but 23 minutes, that'll still get you to 183. And then even Mopac is really starting to slow down as well. 30 minutes will get you from 45 to downtown Austin.
That's not too bad, I guess, right?
Right? It's just life. How's your commute in the morning? Because you come in from Round Rock, right?
Not a car on the road at 3 in the morning.
Right.
It's the best thing about
You
this.
just gotta dodge the construction.
Yeah, there is a
That's
lot
when they
of
get
that.
it done.
There is a lot of
There
that.
are some interesting things though, because whenever I see people on the roads, I'm always wondering, are you up from the night before? Are you, or do you have my hours? You know?
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Sometimes you can tell pretty quickly, but yeah.
Weirdly enough, on the weekends, I do run into traffic Saturday and Sunday nights for sure. Definitely Saturday nights, it's like you're dodging not only cars, but people half the time.
I know.
It's busy out there for sure. I think that's all the time we have for this lovely Wednesday. It's been a joy being with you today. Thanks for watching Daybreak Plus. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. Right, Hannah? We'll be
We'll
here.
see you there. And then we'll start, of course, on air at 4:30 a.m.
Is it going to be again tomorrow that early?
I think so. Yep,
Okay.
you're here. We're living it. This is life.
Grace, you going to be back? Nope.
No, I'll be tickling the air.
Tickling the air.
Touching grass and all that good stuff.
All right. See you later.